titled 7 Sacred Truths Every Chosen One Must Embrace to Fulfill Their Divine Calling. There are things only those with a divine calling truly understand. The path of the Chosen One is rarely easy or ordinary. It is a quiet, often lonely road, filled with tests, spiritual insights, and revelations that the world cannot comprehend. But if you've found your way here, chances are, something deep within you already recognizes this journey. Welcome to Divine Calling. Here, we remain alert to the signs and whispers from heaven, guiding those who carry a sacred mission on earth. If this message resonates with your spirit, leave a comment below. I recognize the divine light within me. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected to messages meant for those walking in divine purpose. In this video, you'll discover 7 powerful spiritual principles that every chosen one must carry in their heart. These are not just common words of advice, they are echoes from the soul, truths you may have always felt but never quite put into words. Listen not just with your ears, but with your spirit. 1. Guard your energy. Not everyone is meant to walk with you. Some people walk into your life smiling, but leave behind a heaviness. Have you ever felt completely drained after being around someone, even for a short time? That's not just coincidence. When you carry inner light, it draws people in. Some are sent to walk beside you, others come just to feed off the energy you radiate. It's not always intentional or malicious. Many are simply disconnected from their own source, and so they seek yours. If you're not spiritually aware, you may give away your energy without realizing it. That's why you must learn to discern what and who leaves you feeling empty. If someone consistently depletes you, take notice. And yes, it's okay to say no. Saying no doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. Your purpose requires clarity, strength, and spiritual resilience. You cannot carry out a divine mission with a soul weighed down by spiritual exhaustion. Protect your light. Not everyone deserves access to it. 2. Your presence is a sacred gift. Have you ever entered a room and felt the atmosphere shift? Even in silence. Some people turn to look, others grow quiet. That's not your imagination. Your presence carries spiritual weight. It's not about looks or status. It's about the divine light within you, a light placed there by God for something far greater. This light draws some and unsettles others. Over time, you'll notice. Some people will distance themselves without reason. Others may try to belittle your essence, but this is not about you. It's about what your presence awakens in them. Like Jesus, learn to be selective. He spoke to crowds, but walked closely with a few. Even among the 12, he chose an inner circle: Peter, James, and John. That's not rejection, it's spiritual strategy. Not everyone is prepared to handle what you carry. Treat your presence as sacred. Don't offer it lightly. Share your essence only with those who honor it, not with those who wish to dim it. You were set apart for a reason. Walk accordingly. 3. Silence is your spiritual armor. In a world obsessed with noise, opinions, and constant reaction, the chosen learn the power of silence, not from weakness, but from wisdom. There's a strength that only grows in stillness, where distractions fall away, and God begins to speak. Not every accusation needs an answer. Not every conflict deserves your voice. The chosen doesn't react, they discern. That's why many times, silence is the higher choice. Even Jesus remained quiet before those who falsely accused him. When your mission is from God, you don't need to justify it to everyone. The Holy Spirit will reveal when to speak and when to withdraw. If you constantly feel like you're defending yourself, proving your worth, or justifying your truth, the answer may not be to shout louder, but to walk away in peace. Noise cannot reach where the Spirit operates. Protecting your peace is part of protecting your calling. For the chosen, silence is not just quiet, it is divine strategy. 4. Some secrets are meant to stay hidden. For a while, the chosen receive sacred knowledge, not through intellect, but through the Spirit. These divine whispers often come in private moments with God, moments too holy for public ears. But these revelations are not meant to be shared right away. There's divine timing in everything. Speaking too soon can sabotage the growth of what God is building in secret. You don't have to announce every plan, every vision, every next step. The world craves exposure, but the chosen walk differently. They move in silence, not out of fear, but from reverence. When the time is right, the fruit will speak for itself. Even Jesus didn't share every truth with everyone. He revealed the mysteries of heaven only to those with spiritual ears to hear. Guard what is sacred. Don't hand divine treasures to those who cannot understand them. Silence is often the language of divine wisdom. 5. Master your emotions, or they will master you. You are human. You'll feel anger, sadness, and disappointment. That doesn't make you weak. But being led by those emotions, that can detour your divine path. Even Moses, chosen by God to lead an entire people, lost his right to enter the promised land because of one emotional outburst. God told him to speak to the rock. But in anger, he struck it. That one moment cost him everything. This teaches us the chosen cannot afford to react on impulse. They must respond from a place of spiritual wisdom. Mastering emotion isn't about being cold or pretending you don't feel. It's about transforming what you feel into divine action. Anger can become holy justice. Sadness can turn into compassion. Frustration can give birth to strength. But only if you pause, breathe, and let the Spirit guide your response. The world wants to provoke you, to pull you off balance. But your true power lies in staying centered. Not to appear strong, but because your calling is too sacred to risk for fleeting emotions. Feel everything, but never let your emotions decide for you. 6. Walk the balance between heaven and earth. The chosen one walks a fine, invisible line between the spiritual and the physical, between the unseen and the seen. Your soul hears heaven calling, yet your feet still touch the ground. And it's in this space that many lose their way. Focusing only on the spiritual while neglecting the body, emotions, and daily responsibilities is like trying to fly with only one wing. But becoming too attached to the physical world, forgetting the source, will only lead to emptiness. You need both. Pray, fast, seek God's presence, but also sleep, eat well, care for your mind. Say no when your soul is crying for rest. You weren't called to burn yourself out trying to save everyone. You were called to be a vessel, and a vessel must be clean, whole, and healthy. Even Jesus rested. He withdrew from the crowds. He slept in the boat, even in the middle of the storm. He knew the body upholds the spirit. Balance is not a luxury for the chosen. It's survival, solitude, and connection. Word and silence. Heaven and earth. Your mission can only be sustained if your foundation is strong. 7. Your connection to the divine is what holds everything together. This is the final secret, and the most vital one. Without deep connection to the Father, everything falls apart. You may have wisdom, spiritual gifts, and vision, but without intimacy with God, all of it fades. The soul of the chosen one feeds on presence. That's where direction comes from. That's where comfort and strength are renewed. It is in the secret place that the path becomes clear. Even Jesus, the Son of God, would retreat alone to pray. He climbed mountains to be with the Father. He fasted. If he, the Christ, needed that connection, how much more do we? Don't be deceived. Your strength does not come from you. It comes from above. So, before you take another step, return to the secret place. Bow down, pray, but also listen, not just speak. Because God is still speaking to his own. But to hear him, you must quiet the noise of the world. You will have moments when you feel tired, lost, or uncertain. That doesn't always mean you've strayed. Sometimes, it's simply the Spirit reminding you, come closer. He is the center of everything. And when you align yourself with him, everything else finds its place. Nothing can replace intimacy with God. That is the root of your mission. And when your root is strong, no storm can uproot you. These 7 truths are not just words. They are echoes from your origin and glimpses of your destiny. If something inside you was stirred by this message, it's because your soul has recognized the call. Don't ignore it. Don't delay your awakening. There are things the soul understands before the mind ever can. If you felt it, it's because you already know. Like, subscribe, and stay with us on this sacred path. Until next time.